Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk to you about a topic I brought up a while back. I told you in a video I made showing some record store day records that I was taking a break from buying vinyl records. And I've had a few of you reach out to me like, you said you're on a break. How's that going for you? And I'm going to make a full confession about how that's going. You know, I did receive some records. I'm going to show you a pile of records that are really incredible. Some of them were birthday gifts and absolute grails that I've been dying to have. Some of them are promotional copies that have been sent to me that are available now to purchase. And a couple of them are ones that when I decided to take a break, I already had on pre-order. Yeah, I know that that's a technicality there, but that's the truth. And I will share with you all of the reasons for why I now have these records in my collection. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. This one came out around Memorial Day weekend or so. And full disclosure, you guys, I normally make separate videos. It's going to be for Mobile Fidelity's One Step of Fair Warning by Van Halen. I normally like to make a separate video where I talk just about these releases because Van Halen's my favorite band and these One Steps had been a dream of mine that came true. So I love talking about them. But when this one came out, I had the worst cold or whatever it was in my life. I was so sick. I was so congested, my ears. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't do a blind test of any of the records against this fair warning. And I even missed a couple of weeks of making videos because I was just so sick. If you've seen some weird edits in my videos lately, it's because I have these coughing fits. That's been a while back and I'm still not completely over it. But I wanted to talk about this now, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to talk about it before. So this Van Halen Mobile Fidelity, it's 45 RPM, mastered by Krieg Wunderlich. You know, if you are a Van Halen fan, a diehard David Lee Roth era Van Halen fan, a lot of you would probably agree this might be your favorite Van Halen record. If not, it's a favorite. It's very heavy, it's darker, it's just really an incredible record. The intro of the album, right into Mean Streets alone, is worth having because of Eddie's guitar playing at that. That intro into the album is unbelievable. And I will say that of all of these One Steps that I have enjoyed and loved, and they have been incredible, they have surpassed my expectations. This one might be my favorite. I was just blown away by how good this sounds. I've never heard the song Unchained sound as good as it does on here. Just the incredible balance and the bass. I love the Alex's drum work really shines on here. The drum rolls just pan across the room. The cymbal crashes are great. And with Eddie, you know, he's my favorite artist of all time. And I swear I can hear his guitar work. I can hear his hands at work. I hear the plucking. And it's just surrounds the room. It's so incredible. Unchained. So this is love. I'm blown away by how good they sound on here. Every song is so good. So, I mean, I might have to talk in more detail about this One Step in the future because it literally, my jaw was on the floor. It's so good. Another little bonus about this, you know, that's so great. They always put in these inserts that look like the album to replicate what the original album artwork, the track listing and all that is. And if you open it up, very, very cool. You know, it looks just like it did. And I want to show this though. This beautiful picture of Van Halen. This is something that I've always loved. And, you know, it's on an inner sleeve on the originals and on any reissue. By the way, this one blows any reissue, any original, anything away. And trust me, I have them all. This picture of Van Halen is so great, and it's on cardboard, and the glossiness and the clarity on here is so much better than anything I've ever seen before, that I'm going to frame it. I'm going to have to find a place to put it in my room, because of course I have to have a picture of Van Halen. So yes, this was a promotional copy given to me. It surpasses all expectations, and it's fantastic. So now I want to also talk to you about another release. This was one that was sent to me as a promotional copy, so I didn't buy it. I'm still on my break. Technically, I didn't buy it, but it's really good. Dan Fogelberg. This is Souvenirs. This is from the Impex music label, and it's just truly wonderful. It's going to be coming out June 13th, so if you order it, it's going to ship out right away. This was mastered by Chris Bellman, who is, of course, a great mastering engineer. So I would say this one is a record that sounds really good, with moments of absolute brilliance. On the song Souvenir, which is the title track, Souvenirs, I don't think I've ever heard an acoustic guitar sound as real and natural and beautiful as I heard on this. The way the song Souvenirs goes right into The Long Way with this beautiful piano too is a very special moment on this record. There's also a song that really took me by surprise. There's A Place in the World for a Gambler that, I think Dan Fogelberg's voice really shines on that particular song, as well as the piano sounding very natural. There's just brilliant moments on this record that blew me away. And I know a lot of us, including me, I know Dan Fogelberg from his beautiful love ballads. I'm a huge fan. I think he's great. But some people get put off by that, where I love it. This is not like filled with love ballads. This is more of a singer-songwriter. There's a couple songs that have a more country feel. Think Eagles' Desperado, which is interesting because Joe Walsh was the original producer of this record. But I mean, it's more in the lines of a Graham Parsons or a Townes Van Zandt kind of feel, more so than just sappy love ballad type of things. That's how a lot of you would describe it. I love the Dan Fogelberg beautiful ballads. I think they're amazing. I want to share something with you that's really special about this Impex release. It's the booklet. I read it. So interesting. And Irving Azoff wrote some beautiful things about Dan Fogelberg. They were really good friends. They went to college together, I believe, in Illinois. And Dan Fogelberg was Irving Azoff's second client, only to REO Speedwagon. This is what he wrote about Dan Fogelberg, and I think it says a lot about his friendship, but it speaks to me too as just a fan. He wrote, "He had the extraordinary gift to write about themes and experiences that were really universal and timeless, but wrote them with a power and a poignancy that few others could ever match, and performed them with not just skill, but with an emotional honesty that could just floor you. He was one of a kind." And this beautiful picture of Dan Fogelberg. So if you like Dan Fogelberg, please check out Souvenirs, the Impex new release, really fantastic. Now I'm going to show you some records that I purchased myself. They're new releases that you can still buy. These were already on order, pre-order, when I decided to take a break from buying vinyl, but I could not cancel these pre-orders. Here is Billie Holiday's All or Nothing at All. This is from the Acoustic Sound series. You guys, I love Billie Holiday, and this sounds absolutely fantastic. It's a great track list, and I decided not to cancel it because I know not only I am going to enjoy it, and I have been, but I knew my daughter down the road was going to love it too. I buy some records like Billie Holiday, knowing that someday they're going to be passed on to my daughter. My daughter, I would say if you asked her female artist, favorite female artist, she would say Billie Holiday. She loves her. Ella Fitzgerald's right up there too. So anytime I get an opportunity to buy a beautiful, great sounding Billie Holiday record that is clean and pristine, I'm going to buy it. So I think Acoustic Sounds series, it was a great job and it sounds absolutely beautiful. Now this next record, again, it was something I already had on pre-order and could not bring myself to cancel, because this is a reissue of something that was sold out for a long time and was going for a lot of money on Discogs. And it is Chicago, and I believe this is the second album. You know what? That is my biggest pet peeve about Chicago. It's so hard to tell which copy. Like they did a terrible job. They should have just named each album a name, not a number. It's so confusing. A lot of people complain about their later work with David Foster and You're the Inspiration, blah, blah, blah. No, I think that's fine. I'm partial to the early stuff, but as a teenager, I also appreciated Hard to Say I'm Sorry. I still love that song. What really drives me crazy about Chicago is the fact that they couldn't name things. They always had to number their albums. Painful. But this was a Steve Wilson remix. So it is a remix of this album, but it sounds absolutely fantastic. And before this got a reissue, or a repress, I should say, it was pretty expensive on Discogs, to the point where I wasn't going to order it. But I love the songs on here. Color My World, 25 or 6 to 4. I love that. Make Me Smile. But I love all of it. And I love the brass section of this. I think it's so incredible. It's just, I've never heard it sound this good before. And I have the original. So I had to go ahead and get that one. And I'm not disappointed at all. Here is a birthday gift, and this is a new-ish release. It's been out for a little while, but I never bought it because I've been on a break. It is Venus and Mars. This is the Paul McCartney half-speed mastered version. And, you know, I have an old original Capitol Records version, but had a lot of clicks and pops. So getting a clean version was great. And I put it on, and, okay, so my honest first impression was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this, because in the beginning, the intro into it, when Paul's voice, he starts going up in a high octave, it got a tiny, tiny bit bright for me. But once I got that critical ear off and was just kind of lost in the music, it really did sound great, you know. So maybe a little brightness when I'm being extremely critical. But when I'm just sitting back to enjoy a record, I enjoyed it. It was fantastic. So I'm very appreciative. And this was a gift sent to me from Mike from Nebraska. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mike, for sending this to me. And then there's a couple of Grail records that he sent to. I'm a spoiled girl. I admit it. He sent me some incredible records. This one, unbelievable. This is Who's Next, and this is the classic record series QX version. Here is the, let me show this. QX, it sounds absolutely amazing. I have a UK version of this record, and I also have the music on vinyl version. This one blows those away. Rumor has it, and I'm just saying this as a rumor, I have no idea. I'm just hearing rumors, okay? I'm definitely not someone in the know. Don't take my word for it. I've heard that eventually Who's Next is going to come out on an Acoustic Sounds UHQR, or Analog Productions, I should say. I don't know if that's true or not, but wow, this one sounds really great, and I bet that Analog Productions UHQR, if it comes out, would sound amazing too. Wow, I love that, so I was so happy. And then here is another one that really, guys, this was shocking to me. I love Toto 4. And Mike from Nebraska sent me the mobile fidelity version of this. On Discogs, it goes for the big bucks. So it was not something I was planning on buying for myself. I think This either came out of his personal collection or he found a tremendous deal that was a lot less expensive. I don't know, and I'm not going to ask, but the bass on this one is better than I've ever heard any other version. The only other version that I think comes close to this one is the half-speed mastered CBS version that came out back a long, long time ago. You know, I have the Speaker's Corner version. I also have the Sterling, one that came out from Sterling Sounds back in the day, I think a first pressing. And I've compared them all. This one and the half-speed mastered version from CBS are the best sounding versions. I think this one just has a little more bass, where I think the vocals on the CBS half-speed mastered are really, really good. So it's kind of, you could just make the argument for either one of those versions. But I'm really happy to have this. It was a true Grail record. So those are the records and the excuses of why I am still picking up new music. You know, I have been on a break, but I did buy a few records last night, you guys. So I will share those in a future video once I've had time to really listen to them. But other than that, I have been doing good on my break. Let me know what records out of these you like. Have you bought any of these? Have you got them on pre-order? Let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell. Most importantly, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.